This is the Wait For It podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wait For It podcast. I am your co-host, Phil Barrera, aka Phil the Filipino.
And I'm your other co-host, Mr. Eric Almighty. And we are back with the monthly bonus edition episode, What Did I Miss?, where we cover everything in pop culture and beyond, and we bring some friends along for the ride. We're going to cover everything that happened in the month of May.
Yeah, always a lot of fun. And as we just talked about in the pre-show, we are recording here on the evening of May 27th, which means there are a couple days before this episode comes out on Friday the 30th, and something crazy is going to happen in the world of pop culture. Last month, it was GTA 6 being pushed. A couple months ago, as we've mentioned, it was Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU. So, listeners, you're welcome. Something crazy is going to happen here in the next couple of days, and to our future selves, that's what you get for recording a little bit too early. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. We have some returning guests here that I will introduce. I will just go in the order of my screen. Josh Portillo, voice actor extraordinaire. So good to have you back here, Josh, and see you right before Bold, as we are just on the cusp of getting to spend the weekend together. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and how are you?
Doing good. Thank you for having me, Phil. Thank you for having me, Eric. It's been pretty good. I'm just glad to be here. So
yeah, super excited to see you and catch up as well. And our other guest here, rounding out our episode, is Sid, caught red-headed. Sid, thank you so much also for being here. We've gotten to hang out with you quite a bit throughout the year, as far as just even playing games and stuff as well, which has been great. So how are you? It's good to see you. And are you recovering from MomoCon? Sounds like a good time.
Hello, I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm doing pretty decent. Kind of still recovering just from... Need to decompress still from Momo, but it was a really good con, so yeah, just a little bit of decompression time and I'll be back.
Yeah, those few days after a con are like, you just need to, that's why we always take the day off after, right, Eric? We always just take that Monday and we're like, let's do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed that, and I didn't do a lot of that yesterday, unfortunately, but today, or rather tonight, I'm going to have that me time that I need.
There we are. So, very, very excited to get into this episode. If you never listen to an episode of What Did I Miss? This is our most unhinged and freeform episode that we do. Everybody has selected some pop culture stories to share from the previous month, and then we play a fun game. During the stories, you can certainly listen to the episode like you normally do on whatever podcast app of choice, but when we get to the game, there is a visual element, so it is recommended to go over to our YouTube page and finish up the episode there if you'd like. Otherwise, I will do my best to explain to the listener what is happening on the game. But Eric, anything else we need to go over before we get to returning your favorite part of this episode?
R.I.P.
No dice.
R.I.P. dice.
That was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Until the next time they come on.
Yeah, no. So if you don't know the rules, and I think Sid has been a part of What Did I Miss before, so she might have an idea. Josh, this is your first time. So for everybody that doesn't know, we spin the wheel to figure out the order of the stories we're going to tell. Could we do it more civilly? Could we come up with a better process? We could, but we won't. So here we are. We're going to spin that wheel. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're all going to be unmuted in a second, and then we're all going to say, after I count down, we're going to say, spin that wheel. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and in that same cadence, spin that wheel. Phil, you would think we wouldn't have to keep doing this, but here we are.
This is like over a year we've been doing this episode, and the instructions are still necessary.
It's been tough. So, Sid, I'm gonna have you come on off, and then Josh, are you guys ready to spin that wheel?
Absolutely.
yes.
Okay, let's do this. All right, let's try it. 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel!
That was actually pretty
Pretty
solid.
Good.
That was really good.
That was solid.
Oh, and of
Here we go.
Did I go first last time I did this? I don't remember.
I'm not
I might have went
100%
last, actually.
sure.
Usually it ends up where me and Phil go last every time.
Yeah.
So that's just how it works out.
Interesting.
All right, Sid. Well, you are up first. What did we miss in May 2025?
I kind of don't know which one I want to talk about. I was kind of hoping my options would get whittled down a little bit.
Oh, now you have the choice of any of the ones you selected.
Oh, which one do I most want to talk about? I don't know. I guess I kind of have a little bit more to say on this one. So my My story is really just like the whole Randy Pitchford thing about the, we love $80 games, right, guys? Love a good $80 game, I guess. So, just basically, him addressing how real fans would love to pay for Borderlands 4 and while it's $80. I'm just like, that's one thing that's really important to me because I admit I'm like a little bit frugal when it comes to buying games, and I've not really been a person to buy a lot of games like as soon as they come out just because they usually are expensive, so I like to wait. But I was kind of actually looking forward to Borderlands 4 and then hearing that it's $80 now. It's similar to some other things we've heard like about the Switch and everything, and all those games as well starting to be $80. Like, I don't know. It's now that I've been streaming a lot lately, I'm just like so loath to start paying that much for a game brand new. Like, oh, I remember the days. I remember the days when they were like maybe 50 max, and I just want to go back so bad. But yeah, just I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it so much that that's what's happening. And the reason I wanted to kind of talk about this one, I guess, over the other one more so is just because we can't be expected. I don't know. The whole Randy Pitchford thing specifically, to those who may have missed it, which I guess is like the whole point of me talking about it, is that he said if you're a real fan, you'll find a way. And that's like something that to have somebody say that is just like when we're all struggling financially in some fashion these days. Not to get any kind of politics into anything, of course, but just with the whole overarching stress monetarily that people are having, to be able to say something like, if you're a real fan, you'll support and buy this game is just mind-blowing. Not even bringing into the fact that the people of Baldur's Gate, like the ones that did Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff, which I'm not exactly sure who said it, but like they were like, yeah, even if our game had been $80, we still wouldn't have told our fans that they would find a way, because that like is going to involve skipping a meal potentially, or like not paying for something that is a legitimate necessity, or like, are you asking your fans to miss rent? Like, what do you want from people if they can't find $80 to buy your game? Is like kind of wild, I guess.
Yeah, I have the tweet up here. He was responding to somebody talking about the game being $80. He said, you are the CEO, you have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. And he replied, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80. In 1991, when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. So, yeah, we've kind of already had this conversation a little bit, Eric, with like GTA, right? GTA is like trending to be $100, and people are going to pay that. And I am also the same way, Sid. I am frugal with a game. Like, if I want something, if I want that game right away, I will make a poor financial decision and I will buy that game. A case in point, example here, Eric, I have purchased WWE 2K25 like on release week, and we have played it 3 times. And we know what we want to do with that game eventually, but right now there's so much other stuff going on. I could have easily waited for that game to go on sale in November, but I have it because I wanted to play it. So yeah, let's throw it to you first, Josh. What do you think about this? Because it's very tone deaf for sure. And Sid, you made a very good point about like this could mean somebody missing something very, very important to them. So like, what do you think about these CEOs coming out and saying like, oh, you'll figure it out?
It's really, I mean, this may be a very strong word, but inhumane, because it is a very hard time. Like, for example, I live with 2 of my friends from high school, right? Thank goodness, right? We have a good, relationship where we can all live together. We have to do that. 2 of them work full-time jobs and we still have to group up in 3. That should show you how much the economy is at right now. Also, like, just with how everything is, how expensive things are, the last thing I want to think about is buying an $80 game from a franchise that I really love. See, it's like a duality. It's like, I want to buy from you, but I'm struggling right now to even get groceries, to pay my rent. Do I have to get another side gig? Because for me, VO is my full-time job. So it's just like, okay, I could afford rent. Awesome. I can't get, I don't know how much it is, but I can't get Doom the Dark Ages right now. Because it's 60, or I can't think if it's 70. I don't know. But even 60 right now, like, I have to agree with Sid. I miss the days when games were 50. And some of the games I liked were 40. Like, I remember all the Jak and Daxter games were $40. All the Sly Cooper games were $40. Ratchet and Clank was $40. And those were big games. And so, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, it's the same narrative. The economy is pretty bad. Groceries go up and down. Gas goes up and down, but it's still pretty bad. Wherever you live, I mean, I live in Florida, so, some areas are very expensive. And have to shack up with other people. You can't have your own space. So we're already sacrificing certain things in our lives that, just to live. And for somebody who has power, who has money, who has status, who has all these things that probably we're all working for in our own way, in our own field, say that to find a way to buy our dang game, that's pretty selfish, dude. Pretty selfish. I can't get behind that. And I'm in your field. I'm a voice actor, and I don't respect you. So you can call me dramatic, but I mean, I'm not going to spend $80. That's just me. That's just me. Even if it's Metal Gear Solid Delta, which I have been waiting for, I'm probably not going to buy it at release date. That's just me because, I just have to save up for other stuff, essential living stuff personally. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. And this is like totally different from, I wouldn't say totally different, but it's tonally different from, remember when the guy who worked on Days Gone, Eric, was like, well, you guys should have bought the game when it came out instead of when it was on, PlayStation Premium or whatever. This is a little bit different. Oh,
Yeah. It's a lot of bit different.
Yeah, because I thought of that when it came to mind, because he was like, well, why didn't you guys buy the game when it came out?
Maybe because it wasn't good.
Maybe because it was broken. And yeah.
Maybe because it wasn't.
Anyway.
Yeah. I think for Borderlands, it's that interesting conversation. It's the parallel to GTA. You could look at Nintendo, who's basically the first one to make the move to $90 price points for fucking Mario Kart. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make a lot of sense when there are games coming out. Last year Helldivers 2 came out at $40 and was a blast, and people are still playing it right now. You have Clair Obscur selling for $50, and that's a Game of the Year contender. So there are so many examples between all of that you could kind of point to, and I think the biggest thing is that you go support those games. I mean, he's not necessarily wrong. If you want that game bad enough, kind of like what you mentioned, Phil, if they start selling all of the sports games at $80, $90 price points, you're still there. That because you have a problem, and it's time that we acknowledge that. But as far as most people, yeah, they're going to make their decisions. That core fan base, on the other hand, that's why Nintendo can make a power play like they did, because they've got a fan base behind it. Does Borderlands have that? TBD. I don't know.
It doesn't anymore, but it did.
At one point.
Post Borderlands 2, it definitely did.
Yeah, and I mean, I see, people stream Borderlands 3. I've seen Sid play. I get people still love it, but I don't know. Something about just the toxicity of the comment and just the privilege of the comment is off-putting for sure.
Is there a game, if it's not, whether it's Borderlands or whatever, is there a game that would you guys pay? I guess we'll start that off first. Sid, would you pay $100 for a GTA 6, or what is that game that you would pay $100 for? Because we've already talked about it, Eric. I'm going to pay $100 for GTA 6 if it's going to be $100.
It's going to be $100.
I will pay for it. But you got a game that you would do that for?
I don't know. I really don't know. I got Blueprints the day it came out because I was so excited for it, and that was a $30 game, and I know I'm gonna sink so many hours of it. I still haven't finished it, and I'm nowhere near to finding all the stuff, and I'm like, this is a $30 game that can do something this amazing and just be such a, because my whole community got into it. They were I want to play this game, so I can't watch you because I need to play this game for myself. So it was really exciting, and that to me was such a huge game that I haven't felt that excited about on release in so long. So I'm if I can be and remain as frugal as I am, I really don't know there's a game out there. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would really sell me on wanting to get it as soon as it comes out at all. And also, not to dive back into it, but it's not I don't think that games aren't worth it, because obviously things are going to continue to increase in price, and I get that it's going to happen. It's definitely much more about the comment, because I understand there's a lot of bodies that work on these things and then make this come together, so it totally makes sense in that respect. But yeah, it's just definitely the tonal internal issue of like the way they said what they said. But yeah, I really don't think there is a game, especially because I can find a game just as good, if not better, to sink time into, and it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, or multiple games for
multiple games.
Yeah.
I've found many a good game here recently.
Josh, what about you? You said, Metal Gear. You mentioned that, but
I did, and I would, but but I have to be.
I would be happy about it.
Yeah, I have to be frugal about it because again, there's other stuff that I have to save up for. Because I mean, not to get personal all of a sudden, but we didn't grow up, wealthy. We struggled a lot. Our house got foreclosed, along with everybody else, back in 2008. And that freaked me the heck out. It was a struggle. It was a struggle, growing up with money. So any type of money that I get, I get kind of paranoid with it a little bit where, I'm saving, and, being an adult and splurging and getting that good game, for me, I get kind of like I feel guilty because it's like, you should be saving, you're an adult now, but yeah, like even when Metal Gear Solid Delta comes out, I am not getting it, when it releases, because I just got other stuff on my mind. But yeah, if anything, that's the one game. I mean, Doom: The Dark Ages, I wanted to get that, but even that, see, I think that's $60, which it should be $60. That's a good game. I'm not even getting that right now. I'm just now playing Doom Eternal, if that tells you anything. But yeah, Metal Gear for sure.
And that's the thing too. Like I just alluded to, like $100 can get you 3 or 4 really good games, even
Absolutely.
Because the library for a lot of people is so backed up. There is so much. So like for him to say that, like, well, no, we'll just play it later. 2K games go on sale on Steam all the time, so we'll just wait you out. So no, we'll find a way in a couple months. So yeah. Not a great look there, Eric. So
no, especially and the one thing to mention too, like Josh brought up Doom, Sid brought up Blueprints, and I brought up Clear Obscure. Those are 3 games on Game Pass that you could go pay monthly for and get. And Game Pass last year, maybe the last 2 years, you could argue, has not been worth it. This year
it's nuts.
So
It's
definitely
crazy.
worth a shot. But all right, we've got another story to tell, and in order to do that, the only way we can do that is through the wheel, unfortunately. So
There's no other way.
There's no other way.
No other way to do this.
So Sid, Josh, if you guys are ready, I'm gonna count down, and then we're gonna go spin that wheel. Let's go for it. We got 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, we're on point. This
Killing
might
it,
be
guys. We're killing it.
an
Yeah.
MVP kind of performance.
Look at that. We're mixing it up tonight too. It's going guest
Man.
and then host, guest
Wow.
and then host. Man,
Who knew?
what a night, Eric.
Who would have thunk?
What we got, Eric? What we missing in May?
Yeah, so the story I'm going to go with is a story about MoviePass that got released at the beginning. It was like May 1st, actually. So we're going right to the beginning of the month, where MoviePass, yes, MoviePass, the subscription service we all thought was dead, is making a return with a fantasy box office app. It's going to be called Mogul, and it's the first fantasy league for Hollywood. So the way that this is going to work out, it's kind of like a fantasy sports league. As of right now, they have an international beta that's been launched of the product. Almost 500,000 people are already waitlisted for early access. And like fantasy sports, users will be able to create their own leagues with teams and players. Everyone will be able to pick studios, movies, actors, and directors. Ultimately, right now, there's going to be a play mode with in-game currency, but eventually the plan is to move it to another phase where people will be able to pay for upgrades, and eventually to a third phase where users can win money. Phil, this is probably the worst thing to tell you as the resident gambler. So my question to everyone is, what are we thinking? Phil, we'll kind of start with you. What are we thinking about this? Is this something you would use? And if it's not, what is something that you would bet money on? Phil, that second question isn't for you, because you'll bet money on anything.
Speaking of gambling, I brought another Pokemon.
Yeah, no, see, now that's what I'm... You know what? Maybe starting with you is actually a mistake. You know what?
You know how many hits I got? You know how many hits are in this? This is 5 packs of cards.
No,
you know
I
how
got
many
it.
hits are in these? 0! None!
All right, well, let's let Phil recover. Josh, I'm actually going to ask you this question
You'll never
instead.
financially recover from this.
I'm going to ask you this question, Josh. Is this something that you would do, even if it was free to enter casually or to win money? And if it's not, is there anything you would actually do that's like a fantasy league where you would have to, you know, kind of really invest some time in and potentially win some money in?
I'm gonna be very real. I never even did fantasy football, really. So I would not.
Good for you.
Yeah, I am not a gambler. I would not do. This is a very unique idea. That was a mouthful.
It was, and we casually mentioned a version of it, like, on the side, Phil. Like, we brought it up, like, 2 weeks before this story, so we were really late to the party on that one.
Yeah, I would not do that. Now some people, like, there's already a wait list, so I mean, it is getting people. It might work, just not for me, because I don't like to gamble. That's just me. Short and sweet.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Sid, what about you? Is this something like, because we do a fantasy gaming league that's very casual. It's not pay to play or anything, but it works very much in the same way of, like, we look at the slew of releases and we pick the games we think are going to have the best Open Critic score. And based off those scores as a whole scoring model, we have a lot of competitive play. It's fun, right? Would you do that for games, or would you do this for movies? Would you do it for anything else where you would do something like that and it could get you money in return?
I don't think so, because it just seems like a lot of time investment, and like there's often times where I don't really pay like that much attention to new things that are coming out, movies and games included, I guess. So like, you're saying like to clarify a little bit more, like, it would be like for their release, like which ones do popular or do well in the theaters, perhaps?
Yeah,
I assume it's probably going to be based off Rotten Tomatoes score, right? Is that what?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's still kind of in its infancy, right? But it said there's information that's still to be released about how they're going to do like the scoring, but it mentioned like actors and directors and movies. So I think like it could be based off of movie ratings, but also box office figures for some of those movies and or actors and directors, which I think would be really interesting, especially because like we're so hit or miss on our end on what's going to hit or flop. So very
like, what's
curious.
the over-under on Mel Gibson slurs during this press tour?
Oh, no, see, I don't think...
Not okay.
No, I don't think that's it. But Sid, if there wasn't, if it wasn't for games and movies, is there anything that you would actually put like your hard-earned money on or try to win money on and follow like this much attention to detail at all?
A tiny part of me, because I'm getting back into reading, a tiny part of me would want to say reading, but even then still no. Absolutely not. It just seems like too much of a time investment and something that like I already am like really scatterbrained a lot, so I don't really think that like that would be something I would be able to balance on top of everything else I've got going on. Like I would totally get into it maybe for like a week or something and just forget entirely about it at best. And then especially I've never been much of a gambler in any respect. Like, not that I've been to many casinos, but absolutely like have no interest because I have like horrific luck. So no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I would do it very casually, like with friends. I think that would be really fun. I think once you start getting the money aspect, it gets a little icky. But speaking of icky, Phil, you're right here. So how much would you drop on this?
Well, 1 second here. I have signed up for the beta.
There's no shot.
I did not know there was a wait list.
I told you 400. I told you almost 500,000 users joined the early access wait list.
Well, now I'm on the wait list.
Tell me you weren't
Now
listening.
it's 1,000,001.
Without telling me.
Now I am on this wait list as well. So, yeah, I would. First off, I didn't know what the fuck is this AI. Who is this? Do you get to create a character?
He's a mogul.
Okay, well, I better get to customize my character. I don't. Oh, look, there's another one. This is a mogul too. Why is it combined with like, what's the name of that that free to play game. I don't know. Anyway, but like this is but I am also joined this. But to give you guys an idea of what Eric was talking about, so this is our fantasy league with video games that we do with your friendly neighborhood gamers. Shout out to them. So this is what we did. So we draft games. We started off by each drafting 5 games in the beginning of the year. We did this in January. And then through the course of the year, you can pick up games. And then based on their open critic score, that's how many points you get. So, for instance, I picked Doom the Dark Ages. It has an open critic score of 85. And any points you get over 70, that's how many points you get. So I got 15 points for Doom the Dark Ages. So this is what I was thinking of when it came to like movies. Like it would be like a Rotten Tomato score or something like that. I didn't even consider gambling when I thought of like I wanted a movie version of this. But yeah, I'd do it.
So, Phil, how much money would you have lost on the bet that Joker Folia Doom was going to
Oh
cross
my
$1
God, I
billion?
didn't even think about that. I definitely said last year that Joker 2 was going to be like better than the first movie. So I would have been like, yeah. Put money down on that. Another Oscar coming up. Let's go.
Yeah. The amount of money
you can
would've
already
lost.
bet on the Academy Awards now and stuff like
true.
that. So I don't do that illegally. So,
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
But again, we thought of this idea like a year ago. I came to you, I was like, man, it'd be cool to do like a movie version of this video game draft. And then, MoviePass stole my intellectual property. So they will be hearing from me.
they will from our LLC. So we're all on the same page except for Phil here. So that was my story. MoviePass making a comeback and into the gambling space. Which what are we not gambling on these days? So that is what I brought to the table, Phil. And that is not the wheel. That is the wheel, though. And we do have to do it again.
Speaking of gambling, I listen to this sports show on ESPN every morning. And it's funny because they always promote ESPN Bet, and then like in the promo they're always like, if you have a gambling problem, call this phone number. but then they're like, but if you don't, you should download ESPN Bet.
Sick.
It's gross, man.
All right, let's count down. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do another spin here. So it's gonna be 3, 2, 1. Spin that wheel. So let's go for it. 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel.
Listen, we've been on.
killing
That's a
it.
3 for 3 right there.
All right, Red has gotten it every time.
Has it?
So that is a theme. Yes.
Red.
All right.
I guess I'm going.
Red. All right, Phil. What is your story?
Well, Eric, I'm sure you knew where I was going to go this month, and it has to be the Hunger Games. I am a big Hunger Games fan. I have read and posted a review on Instagram as well for if you want to know my review and my thoughts on Sunrise and the Reaping, which is the latest book in the Hunger Games series. It's fantastic. It broke me emotionally, mentally, physically, a little bit as well. But they've been casting this film, and it comes out next year. We've actually been watching through the first 4 Hunger Games movies, and then we'll be doing Songbirds and Snakes a little bit later with my daughter, Elizabeth, who's never seen them. Shout out to her, by the way. She graduated this evening, graduated high school, so shout out to Liz. But they have been, over the course of the last few weeks, releasing the casting for this film, and it is absolutely insane. So I'm going to bring up all the people that have been cast so far, which I'm now realizing is not in this article that I selected.
Phil, please.
Sunrise.
That's like the reason you would pick this story.
It is. Well, I figured I selected this. Never mind. Okay.
Do you want to go over the?
Nope.
9 hours ago they announced
it.
the main cast for Harry Potter. You want to switch?
I absolutely do not. Okay, so as one thing that's crazy is they've gotten a lot of people that also played younger versions of the older actors from like the original film. So for instance, Plutarch Heavensbee, which was played by the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, is being played by Jesse Plemons in this film. And Jesse Plemons played his son in another film, which is absolutely insane. Kelvin Harrison Jr. will be Beatty, which was originally played by Jeffrey Wright. We have Hamish Abernathy, which was, of course, played by Woody Harrelson. Now will be portrayed by Joseph Zada. This one here. So we have Maya Hawke as Wyrus, which is going to be awesome. She is fantastic. We have Mags Flanagan, which was played by Lynn Cohen in the original, will now be played by Lily Taylor. This was a big one here, Eric, right? This will be our third Coriolanus Snow. So previously, of course, we had Donald Sutherland and Tom Blythe. Now we will have Ralph Fiennes, who is incredible. He'll be stepping into the role of President Snow. It's great that we'll have 3 versions of Snow that absolutely terrify me. Effie Trinket, which is a character people were very, very excited for us in terms of the casting, of course, brought to life by the incredible Elizabeth Banks, will now be played by Elle Fanning. And Caesar Flickerman, who was played by Stanley Tucci, Kieran Culkin is stepping into that role as far as the very, very, outlandish newscaster from the Capitol. So those are just some of the names, some of the bigger names that people have been talking about, and I am so excited for this movie. Going back and rewatching all these films all this time later, they still hold up very, very well to this day. I loved Songbirds and Snakes with Tom Blythe and Rachel Zegler. Shout out to Philyn's favorite actress, Rachel Zegler. But I loved those movies. So I want to know, have you guys read any of the books? I will throw it to you first, Eric, because I know you haven't read any of the books, but you have seen the movies. So what do you think about this casting? This was a whole hell of a lot better than watching fucking chairs for 6 hours as far as what the Hunger Games did compared to Marvel.
Yeah, I like the promo material better for Hunger Games. As someone who wasn't like head over heels about the trilogy or the original series when it came out with with the movies, I'm not like as attached, but I will say the casting makes me very interested. Like that, those are a lot of people that we really enjoy in film, so it's definitely got my eye on it. Now, like, do I have to go see the Rachel Zegler one? Like, I don't know that I want to watch that one.
No, you don't have to.
Is
no.
it? Okay, well.
So the Rachel Zegler one, that is an origin story for Snow, and it's great, and it's pretty crazy to see that someone is just evil from beginning to end. So and that character is really interesting to me. So it's a good movie, but you don't have to see it to see Sunrise. No.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I might fit it in there. There's so many movies to watch these days that it's kind of hard to get back into it if I wasn't already invested. It's like when I like the original Lord of the Rings. I like those movies. They're very, very good movies. I'm just not like obsessed with it the way that some people are. So when I went back and watched The Hobbit, which was shit, to be fair, when I watched The Hobbit, I wasn't like invested. So like I felt like I was kind of wasting my time just for the sake of it. I don't want that to happen here. So we'll have to see. All it takes is a good trailer. I for example, was not excited for the Superman movie until the first trailer. And now I've seen 2 different trailers and I'm like, yeah, we were talking about it, Phil. That movie might be really good. It might be really good. And I'm not a Superman
character
guy.
we don't really care about. So
yeah. So all it takes is one good trailer, one good scene, one good moment, and I might be hooked in and intrigued.
Yeah. And also to give you guys a little bit more insight, the Sunrise on the Reaping story is about Haymitch's game. So this is the games that he won when he was in the Hunger Games, and it is, again, a devastating story. Sid, you mentioned jumping back into reading. What is your experience with the Hunger Games books as well as the movies?
So I definitely read those books growing up, and I loved them. I loved them a lot. I was so excited when they were getting movies, and so I really liked the movie. Well, actually, I don't even know if I've watched all the movies. I think I've only seen the first 2. How many is there, like 3 or 4?
There's 5. As far as the first 3 books, there's 4 movies. So they broke up the third book into 2 films. Thanks, Harry Potter.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I've seen those yet. I don't quite recall, but yeah, very excited when I heard they were coming out even then, like more so like initially. But I haven't read Songbirds and Snakes, and I also haven't read Sunrise on the Reaping. But I've been hearing a lot of good things from my friends because I've been, like I said, when I got back into books here recently, like that was like one of the ones this month they've been nonstop talking about. And I'm like, I'm a little invested in some other stuff right now, but I'm like, this is putting it on my radar because I didn't know it was getting a movie at all. So I'm actually kind of really excited to maybe like read that one in the next couple of months and hit the movies for it then.
Yeah, they're both great. If you haven't seen the last 2, they're actually all 5 are returning to HBO in June. So, yeah.
Okay,
Right after I paid for all 4 of them. So that's great that's that. But it's okay. It's okay. Josh, it seemed like you had a little bit of familiarity with this series. What do you think about this cast? And again, have you read any of the books or seen all the movies?
I unfortunately have not read any of the books I want to. I wasn't really a heavy reader back in like high school or even college, and now that I do it for a living, I've gotten a little bit into it and interested in it. So, I kind of want to read those. I did watch the first two. I watched actually. Wait, no, correct myself. I did watch the first part of Mockingjay. Didn't get to the second part. The first part to me was like a build up to the second part. Of course, Harry Potter. Um, but yeah, I really liked Catching Fire. And that set the tone for for me, the whole series. I know the first film is good, but yeah, I'm gonna be real here though. I did see, I read a synopsis to Sunrise, and that is a rough story.
It's so heavy, dude.
I am hesitant to go into that film.
It is very heavy.
Yeah, I mean, even for next year, for me, I'm not going to get into my business, but, it's been a heavy time for me. So, going into that, probably not the best, but is such a good story. And I know I spoiled myself, but for me personally, sometimes when I'm not really into a series at the moment, sometimes I spoil myself a little bit to get myself interested sometimes. And when I read that, I was like, and it's Haymitch too. I love Haymitch. I love Woody Harrelson. His performance. So, seeing the new actor do that from that story, from that entry would be crazy. That is a wild story from what I read. I'm going to have to, my rule is though, I'm going to have to watch all the movies or, read the books before I see that, because that is, yeah, it deserves it.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm a big audiobook person as well, so definitely recommend that. If you find Audible in your budget, they run like $1 a month specials all the time. Ooh. So that's whenever I rejoin, and then I cancel before it goes back up in price. So yeah, definitely. And the person they have as far as the VO for for narration is outstanding.
Yay.
So yeah, really, really good. Catching Fire is my favorite still. Second book, second movie, still definitely my favorite. So I cannot wait for this, Eric. Yeah, let's bring back the. Let's see what happens if we're going to get another string of the young adult novel films that some of them are good and some of them aren't so good. So we'll see what happens after this one comes out. But I have high hopes for it.
Yeah, that is that's completely fair. I believe we still have to do the wheel.
Now, Josh, you're new here. Yeah. You might say to yourself, why wheel?
Why wheel? Why are we doing this?
Wheel? Well, Eric will tell you why wheel.
Oh no.
We don't know. We just do, Josh. We just do. So I'm gonna need both you and Sid.
But there's a red Josh and then there's a blue Josh. So we have to see. All right, you guys want to bet money on this? Actually,
no,
I don't. No.
Blue. I probably got like $6 in Pokemon cards here, and I paid $30.
All right, what's the official calls? Phil, red or blue?
I'm gonna go red. $1,500.
Okay, Sid, red or blue?
Blue.
Okay, Josh, red or blue?
Put your car in here.
All right, I'm also going red here then. Phil, we're going to count down. We're going to say spin that wheel, and then we don't have to do this again. 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel.
Might have been 4 for 4 tonight. That's crazy.
It was really, really good.
Blue.
Oh,
blue,
no! All right.
Phil, you lost
hold on a
$1,500.
second. My bookie's coming over to break my legs. All right, Blue Josh. Which story did you go with for the month of May? What did we miss?
So, this is my first time. I don't know. Everybody has had good subjects. I don't know if mine will match everybody's. Be like,
Josh is going to be like, the Dow Jones is down 60 points this month.
I'm losing money. But there is something that interested me that I wanted to talk about. Some people may be into it. I don't know. In the world of professional wrestling, Trick Williams has now won the TNA World Championship from the prestigious one, Joe Hendry. I don't know what to think about that. Because I like Joe Hendry, but I know the logistics of it, and how historic this actually is. There has never been a WWE superstar, development or on the main roster, to win another promotional world championship like TNA. Like, I mean, I don't think it even happened when the merger or like when Vince or when when WWE bought WCW. I don't think that even happened. After this merger happened with TNA and WWE, just the possibilities are very wild. They're very just vast. And to see Trick win that the other night at Battleground, the pay-per-view for NXT, that was wild. That was crazy. Now, for me personally, I've been getting more into wrestling as of late. I was out of it. For the PG era from like 2010 to 2022, 2020, I don't know. And what got me back into it actually was Joe Hendry. The more I learned about him, the more I got inspired, and like how much he grinded to even get to this point for the TNA when he was TNA World Champion, to actually walk out to WrestleMania, which happened in April. So I'm going back further. Was historic. There's never been a TNA World Champion that walks out at WrestleMania. So, to pass down the torch to Trick, who has also made history now, I think it's just really crazy in WWE lore, and in wrestling lore, because it's always been competition, and now we're suddenly seeing two organizations working together, and you can even, put that in a deeper sense. It's like two organizations, two businesses working together to make a better product. And I feel like if we had more of that in this world, maybe groceries would be less or something. I don't know. That's just me. But getting back more into wrestling and seeing, Trick and Joe with their rivalry and bouncing off of each other and just making each other better and making business happen for the wrestling business. It's just been really cool and inspiring. And yeah, I don't know if that even matches what we're doing
definitely
tonight.
do. No, we've done wrestling stories here in the past. People have brought up wrestling stories. So how do we explain this to Sid, Eric, in anime or gaming terms?
This is going to be interesting.
Sorry, Sid.
Oh, no, it's totally fine. I have a lot of friends that are into wrestling, but I'm ignorant. I'm very ignorant, unfortunately.
I think the question is, as we get ready to explain the situation, Sid, what is your, radius to wrestling been? Have you ever dipped your toe into it? Have you just, caught on to stuff through your friends that actually like it? What does that look like from where you are to where wrestling is? What is that?
I don't think I'm very well versed in almost anything anymore. I try to listen to my friends, but I just don't really understand what's really happening much anymore. I wasn't really into it as a kid, but my dad and my brothers like to watch it, so that's kind of where I got any of the knowledge from. But I can kind of glean a little bit so it was two merging businesses, companies of some sort, and then maybe this person has won a title or something like that from both, which is very unheard of because, I don't know, is that what happened maybe?
Pretty much so you know how in My Hero Academia they have a hero ranking system? So All Might's number one, right? So, or let's do Endeavor, because nobody's beating All Might. So Endeavor's number one, and then, I don't know, Kakashi comes in or something. I don't know, pick any random anime character at the top of their game over here. And Gojo. Yeah. Gojo comes over and takes the number one spot.
From a rival / competing anime.
Exactly,
and then it comes into My Hero Academia and becomes
Gojo's a good
one.
example. Yeah.
So TNA and WWE were competitors for the longest time. TNA is based out of Orlando. It's a much smaller promotion. WWE is the big time. So last year, WWE bought out TNA, so now they can have a lot of crossover events, which is really cool. So people that you never thought would see in WWE and TNA and vice versa, are showing up where they wouldn't normally show up. So Joe Hendry, the TNA champion, showed up at WrestleMania, which is the Super Bowl for wrestling, of course, and that's a really, really big deal. It's showing up somewhere that he previously never would have. So now a WWE talent, a contracted wrestler, has the title for this other company, and that's never happened before. So it is history making. It is a little bit of a bummer because you can kind of see it on Joe's face that he was wearing that he was about to lose. Oh, this of course is predetermined. So you could see that he was wearing it on his face, and he worked very, very hard, and he will win that championship back, but it's still very emotional. He, like you said, Josh, he has worked his tail off to get where he is, and he has done such a great job in terms of marketing himself and really like taking advantage of social media. Because is he the best wrestler? No. Is he one of the most entertaining? Absolutely. So I feel for him, but it's also a really big deal for Trick Williams, right, Eric? So I think it's really cool. I just hope that it's not on him for too long, because it should go back to Joe, and then he should drop that title to a TNA wrestler, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's only good for TNA, but at some point they do have to get the lick back. Like Joe Hendry, you know, has kind of lost at NXT, lost at the Rumble, lost at Mania, all great opportunities, but now lost to an NXT superstar. So like, it's great for TNA because it's got eyes on that product that they would never have, but they do need to either help Joe become a bigger star or elevate someone else from TNA as well. But I think Joe Hendry, I mean, he's destined for great things. And Sid, if you don't know, if you don't know who Joe Hendry is, I'm going to have to finagle and cut this for Patreon only, but I'm about to show you.
I'm going to put the video in when I edit it.
Just say his name and he'll appear. Just say his name and he'll appear.
All right, let's see if I can do
Careful
this.
with the volume.
I tried to lower everything so it's not super loud because it's going to happen so fast.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this. Okay.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. 'Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry.
All right, you got to go at least to the wave.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
All right, hold on.
Just shredding it.
All right, here we go, guys. You ready?
All right, ready? You guys ready? Come on, Sid. Get ready. Okay. I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh. All right, that's it. That's it. I'm going to stop now.
That was nothing like what I was expecting at all in the slightest. You could never have prepared me for that. I have no words.
It's amazing.
Except, I guess, we believe in Joe Henry, I guess. There's that.
Let's go.
You're already there. You're already there.
We're gonna have to.
You got me in there.
We're gonna have to tag Joe Hendry in that clip on Twitter.
Sid,
because
honestly,
he will
if you
reply.
tell your wrestling friends that you believe in Joe Hendry, they'll fucking freak. They'll freak
I'm just gonna
out.
after this, I'm gonna go to my Discord and I'm just gonna be like, I believe in Joe Hendry. And I have a feel. I'm gonna like send this to you later so you guys can see what their reaction is.
If you
Also,
type the
the-
GIF in, he will pop up. He will
pop
the one
up,
of him
yes.
turning
I'm gonna do
around.
it. I'm gonna do
That
it.
song also may get stuck in your head, so apologies in advance.
In the words of the great Simon Miller, silly and fun, goofy wrestling is the best type of wrestling. So we need to keep that around.
I had
But-
one more thing to add. Just
Yeah,
one
of
little
course.
thing.
Yeah.
Just one little thing. One little thing. This just in. It is now 5 or 6 years now that Matt Cardona is not signed to WWE. There. That's all my current events.
Yeah.
Which is
He
crazy.
said they haven't even called.
What the
Which
freak,
is
man?
nuts. Like, his wife is in the company. He's all over the place. Like, he's done an AEW stint, which you think that maybe would even make them more of a reason to give him a call. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Sid, outside of, the big leagues, WWE, AEW, TNA, like we mentioned, there are a lot of independent promotions, and this particular wrestler, he used to be in WWE, but he left and has reinvented himself. He is incredibly popular, and we've all been kind of just waiting for him to show up, and he has not done that. So, but I think it will. I think it's only a matter of time, but it is crazy that it's taken this long, Eric.
Yeah, no, and it's always great to talk wrestling. So, Josh, great story. Love that we did it, and we got to throw Joe Hendry in here.
Yes!
Now I could just send Sid Joe Hendry memes, and she'll know what it
Be like,
means.
you guys want to play Repo tonight? And we'll
I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh my god, you both did it at the same time.
Hold on, I'm lightheaded. I need a second.
What's happening? What's happening?
Okay. Well, This is the part of the episode where we let people go over maybe some stories that they didn't make the cut, some stories they thought about doing. So if you want to throw that out here, Eric, I usually go first. You want me to go ahead and just throw mine out here?
Yeah, and then give it to them,
quick.
and I'll do the Discord roundup to wrap it up. There's not as much nearly as last
really
month,
wasn't.
which I'm happy about.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I've been looking for a reason to go to Chicago for a long time, and there's a million reasons, but in 2026, the Pokemon Fossil Museum is bringing real and fake Pokemon fossils to Chicago next year, and I will be going to that. I cannot wait. I was very sad, thinking I would never get to go see it because it was originally in Japan, but it will now be in Chicago. The Gears of War Reloaded Edition is coming to PlayStation, so Gears of War for the first time will be available to Sony players, and I think that is just really, really great. As I mentioned, GTA 6 has been delayed to May 2026. That's not news. And then the last thing, Zach Braff has joined the Scrubs reboot, which is in development at ABC. Scrubs is a show that I watched during the pandemic, and I came away from it thinking it is probably of that era, probably the best sitcom out of any of the other ones. That includes The Office. It's right up there with Parks and Recreation, all of those shows. Certainly Friends. But it's coming back. I don't know how I feel about it, but at least they got some of the OGs on board and Bill Lawrence. So some of the most important pieces, Eric.
Yep. And Phil, why don't you recap it for us, those three stories that you shared, and then Sid, if you have anything you want to chime in on any of those stories, you can. You also can opt out. This did make the cut. This is
if you don't have anything to say about Pokemon Fossil Museum, Gears of War on PlayStation, GTA 6 delayed, and Scrubs reboot. Zach Braff coming back.
I had not heard about the Fossil Museum at all. That sounds really cool and definitely makes me want to go see it as well because that's super fascinating. Skipping that, like some of the other ones and like the GTA thing, I'm not surprised that they've been set back again. But I honestly kind of hope that means it's going to be better because like, I don't know. I just feel like if a game is pushing itself back, or like not the game, but like the developers or something are going to push themselves back, like I would hope that means that it's going to be a fully formed game when it finally hatches, you know? Ideally, because I'm kind of tired of seeing games that are like, you know, just coming out half-assed. Yeah. So can I say
I'd
that?
like to actually, no, you can. All the children that watch our show are in bed right now, so they're not watching.
The episode comes out at 3 a.m, like on a Friday.
Yeah, they're asleep.
Listen to on the way to summer camp.
School is going to be over, I think. That we might be in trouble. Anyway.
We need the downloads, kids.
Yeah, I'd like to actually finish a GTA, so hopefully they come out with a complete
Eric's
game.
never even beaten GTA 5, right?
And yeah, you didn't have to bring it up. You didn't have to bring it up. Friendly reminder, obligatory story. GTA tried to play it on launch and was playing the story, and then GTA Online decided to drop, and I was like, yeah, let's give that a shot. What I did not know was that people that were joining had the risk of losing their save file, which is what happened to me. So my main story file got corrupted by trying to join GTA Online, and I'm a completionist in the sense that I like to do a lot of side stuff. So I wasn't focusing on doing the story. I had quite a bit of game time in it just doing shit. And I said, yep, fuck this game. And I never touched it again. Josh, any of those stories that Phil mentioned that you want to chime in on?
I didn't watch a lot of Scrubs. I watched it sometimes with my mom, which was that was really nice. That's really cool. Overall, I just kind of want to see how that goes because Scrubs is such a legendary show. So, you know, that would be really cool to see, you know, how that goes. Gears of War. I was a fan of Gears of War. That's hype. I got a PlayStation 5. That's happening at some point. Let's see. That museum sounds really cool. I did see, you know, scrolling on Instagram, I did see a post about that. Didn't see where it was technically, or you know, on the post, but it just said like, "Ooh, this museum." That sounds really cool. And what's the last one?
It was just GTA 5.
GTA 5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with Sid. I second that. Just just. At this point, it's almost you just expect it, but they want to make it perfect. I mean, there's so much pressure with that game. There's so much pressure.
If it's bad. Could you imagine if it was bad? It came out, it just was not fun. Like
$100
cannot
not fun. That would be terrible. But that's why these delays are happening. So I'm hoping that's good. I've never been really a GTA guy, but I hope it's good for everybody else because all my friends want to play it. So
Yeah, for sure. The Pokemon Museum, it will be at Chicago's Field Museum starting on May 22nd, 2026. And it's really cool because they put the Pokemon fossils and then they'll put it next to like a dinosaur fossil that like inspired the Pokemon. So I cannot wait for this. So go ahead, Sid.
I was wondering what you meant by real, because I was like, wait, real Pokemon?
Real Pokemon. Surprise!
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so it's going to be really, really cool. Josh, what was maybe some of the other stories, or if you had one or two that you thought about throwing out there, if you want to just toss out here?
Sure. So in my little handy dandy notebook, besides the two that I shared, there's three more. The One Piece live action is there's going to be a special on it in I can't ever pronounce it. TUDOM, Tudum. You know, the Netflix thing, I guess. On May 31st at 8 p.m. there's going to be maybe a launch. I don't know when it's officially launching season 2 for the live action. I love One Piece. But I don't know what they're going to show, so that's cool. It's one of the best live actions to ever come out of anime, because anime's been up and down with their live actions. I was really hoping for the Death Note one to be great, but that didn't do well. And we don't talk about Dragon Ball. Sorry. Rurouni Kenshin. Those are good, though. This one, I'm not really dissing. I'm just disappointed. Just the Disney live actions. I've been hearing recently that Lilo and Stitch is not that good. Which I'm just like, crap, dude. And I have to do more studying on it. Probably even watch it. But I'm gonna take your word, Eric, because you do a lot of good analysis work. Yeah. So that's really disappointing. And I mean, it's like you already like struck out with, Snow White, which that stinks too. Because I mean, yeah, for numerous reasons. And it's like, okay, and you want these live actions to be good because they, you look back on them, you watch them, and it's nostalgia. But at the same time, start asking the question, did we really ask for this? I kind of want you to bring back the 2D animation like Treasure Planet and Atlantis. That's just me. But it's just really disappointing. I know those actors work really hard, so it's just like now they have to deal with the bullshit, And then the last one is short and sweet. The Crunchyroll Awards just happened, and Solo Leveling just got I believe the Anime of the Year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anime of the Year. And Mashley got Comedy of the Year, which I really enjoy. It was really cool that Nokotan got nominated for Best Comedy and Best Slice of Life. But for Mashley to win, I love that. And Solo Leveling. So.
Yeah, I love all three of those. I'll kind of chime in here first. For the One Piece live action, I'm excited to see. I think they're going to reveal the first look at Chopper. Please fucking nail it. Please nail it.
They have to.
Yeah, what's the worst case scenario with that?
The worst case scenario
CGI,
would
really bad CGI.
It would look like Sonic the first time we saw him for the movies.
Actually, I kind of hope it's that Sonic.
And he's a core character, so it's not a one-time thing. So I'm excited to see what that is. I think they'll also maybe give us a tease of when it's going to release. I don't think they've done that quite yet as far as giving us a date that I could find. The Disney live actions. Okay, Lilo and Stitch. If you didn't see my review, I'm just going to give you the quick rundown. Lilo and Stitch are great. It's everything else about the movie. It is everything else from the way that it is edited and made. I was disoriented.
Can we spoil the ending?
I kind of want you to.
Josh,
personally, Sid, sorry.
Care if we spoil the ending for the Lilo and Stitch live action?
Nah.
If you are no, you don't want us to spoil it, or you don't care?
I don't care.
Okay. For anybody that's listening, and if you're going to go see the Lilo and Stitch live action, jump ahead like maybe a minute. So, Eric.
Yeah.
So, Eric, this is what I told you that I had heard through the grapevine that is Twitter. I had heard that Nani gives Lilo to the state so she could go to school. Eric, tell them what happens.
She goes to do this, but the neighbor steps in, and Lilo then lives with the neighbor so Nani could go study marine biology on the mainland.
She lives in Hawaii.
And I have since found out that apparently, like, if you live in Hawaii, you get like a free like a free ride to a marine biology school.
There is Liz got accepted into a school in Honolulu that is an exceptional marine biology school.
Right.
So I know there's one there.
So yeah, and again, at no point does she show an interest in marine biology. She's a surfer, so I guess that's close. But she's basically, instead of like in the movie, in the animated film where she's gonna lose custody and Jamba, Jamba turns good and they help her, she doesn't get any of that support. Jamba is like the bad guy with no Russian accent. Zach Galifianakis is a fucking thief. He is a criminal. He the most dead-eyed,
He's trying to get that Jack Black
money performance I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, it just doesn't have the charm. It doesn't have the heart. The ending basically fucks up the whole thing. So yeah, from the way the movie's cut to the way the movie ends, I genuinely disliked it. I went from like, it was okay, to disliking it. However, all the fucking kids in the theater loved it, and that movie, I believe, is already getting close to $500,000.
It's already made more money than the animated version did in its entire run.
And it was made for Disney Plus, and you can tell, like, respectfully, you can also tell that as well. But yeah, it's making a shit ton of money, so Disney's not going to learn their lesson anytime soon.
Yep, so there you go.
So I'm sorry, Josh.
That's
sorry.
Depressing.
Yeah, I had to get that off my chest.
Ohana means nothing.
Nothing.
Ohana means money, apparently. That's bullshit.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, she can travel because they have like a teleportation gun. So, I mean, they do get to see each other, but it's the principle. It's the principle.
But
yeah.
that's just, I don't want this to get political, but
I'm just saying.
That's just the touch that some movies and series have nowadays. It's just, I don't know.
It's Disney specifically. They tried to go in one direction and everybody thought it was a little too obvious. So now they're trying to backtrack, but it's a little bit too forceful. So like there's a nice medium where we can have representation and diversity and I don't know, just we could all be normal fucking people and accept it. And Disney has taken both ends of the spectrum and tried to do both. They tried to really lean into it. And now they're trying to really lean off of it, and it doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm not even a political guy, and I can see the tug of war that Disney is doing, and it just doesn't make sense. There's a medium where this can happen. They're just not doing it.
It's already been made, though, too. You made it.
You could also just not make it. You could just not make the live-action movie.
Lilo and Stitch was made, like, 15 years ago?
Yeah, what was Lilo and Stitch? Lilo and Stitch is the most recent animated film that has been done. Yeah, 20 years ago, 2005.
Oh, I am so old.
Well, Moana is about. Yeah, it will be Moana next, so it'll be
Moana next. Yeah.
So it also doesn't need a live action, but yeah, it's kind of funny you brought that up actually, Josh, because we did discuss when we had Rue on. We actually discussed because Snow White did so poorly. They are putting a pause on more of these live actions, which is good, but unfortunately, that means that Rapunzel was on the chopping block, and I thought that one actually might have been able to work, depending on casting. So, but yeah, they need to stop that.
Yeah.
So.
And then, Crunchyroll Awards, Solo Leveling winning. I didn't watch Free Ren or the Apothecary. Yeah, I don't know how to say that.
Apothecary.
Apothecary Diaries.
But I haven't watched.
Sid was about to get on you for that one.
I need to watch both. I know that's on me. Also, should have learned to pronounce it. But Solo Leveling season 2 was pretty fucking great. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't think it's that. I don't know if it's that much of a controversy as some people have made it. I think it was well deserved. Mashal is very funny. I totally get it. Sid, any of those stories you want to chime in on? The One Piece live action, the Disney live actions, or Crunchyroll and Solo Leveling pretty much beating out the competition?
I don't really think I have anything to say that wasn't mostly already said besides diving back into more detail about Lilo and Stitch specifically, but I'm actually really glad to hear that they're going to put a stop to that, at least for a little period. I'm like, thank God, because all of those have been awful. But the only other thing that I wanted to say too is that was kind of one of the other things I wanted to mention and talk about. One of my other stories is the Solo Leveling thing, and they not only won Anime of the Year, but they also won Best New Series and Best Action, Best Main Character, Best Ending Sequence, Best Score. I think they won all of those. Which is just that's over top of Freerun and Apothecary Diaries.
Okay, see, I didn't think you said it right either.
But other than that, you need to watch Apothecary Diaries. But yeah, I think that people were just kind of like a little bit shocked that it won so many things in comparison to Freerun and Apothecary Diaries, like not really winning some stuff as well. So that was the only thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah, I think it's tough because, like, people were acting this way with, like, Demon Slayer, like, a few years ago when it was winning, like, everything. And, like, a good shonen will probably win quite a bit more than it should. And while Solo Leveling isn't a shonen, it's an action series. So, I mean, it's just very close to what that shonen vibe is. And I think that really has a lot to do with it. But, yeah, I mean, I only watched the first episode of Freerun, like, very long, like, when it first came out and I didn't pick it up. I want to watch it because I've heard it's so great. And like, I know that was supposed to be the front runner as just a series. So I know a lot of people were disappointed. And I know the other series that you mentioned is good. I hear good things. It's in season 2. It's gotta be good. I love a good romance thing too. So like, it's right down my lane. There's just so much to consume. I'm so sorry.
It's a lot of anime. It's a lot of anime.
Phil, anything you wanted to chime in on those three?
Or any kind of, talked about the live action stuff. We have done that already. Yeah, I have seen some of the discourse on Twitter in terms of Solo Leveling just winning that much. And it's something I just kind of have to like look into. I know some people were upset, but I mean, when everybody has their favorites, especially with something as passionate, I'll say, as the anime fan base, people are going to get upset. And I think that's just kind of inevitable, especially when you tie an award to it. So that's kind of what happens. So
I really don't like awards overall.
Yeah.
Because acting is already a competition, and the award should be getting cast or even getting the audition. Just gonna say that any actors who are listening right now to this, that is the award to actually audition. So I don't know. That's just me.
No, I feel it for sure.
No, that's fair. Sid.
Yep.
Did you have any stories other than the Solo Leveling one you just mentioned you were going to tie in there? That was your only extra one?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. No, that's totally fair. For Didn't Make the Cut, I will do our Discord roundup. So if you're on the Wait For It account, on our Discord, we have a pop culture news channel where we go over a lot of the stories and we're just kind of sharing them as the month goes on. So here are a couple that didn't get mentioned. And at the end, if anybody wants to chime in, we'll do the same thing before getting to our game of the evening. First and foremost, one of the first things that came out in the month of May was that Jeremy Renner turned down Hawkeye Season 2, allegedly due to the fact that he was offered half of the amount that he did for Season 1. Whether or not that has to do with his life-altering injury that happened in the last year or two is up for debate, but nevertheless, it looks like that will not be happening, and for Season 1 being pretty decent, kind of a disappointment. Alex Garland is set to direct Elden Ring, the film for A24. That is in the works. A24, pretty prestigious. Alex Garland, big fan of him as a director for some of the stuff he's done. Elden Ring is a movie, interesting to say the least. Peacock now is going to be also doing The Office, a follow-up series, doing a follow-up series for The Office called The Paper, and it's going to be premiering this fall. Phil, would love to get your thoughts with everything you're seeing, if you're excited in the slightest. Warner Bros. Has announced that they are going to change the name from Max, which was originally HBO Max, back to HBO Max. Your biggest news of the summer. Michael J. Fox is returning to acting with a guest starring role on the upcoming 3rd season of Apple TV's Shrinking. Phil, I know you're going to be very happy. Would love to get your thoughts on that. Doomsday and Dune 3, as of this moment, are going to release on the same day, December of 2026, which is nuts. And then finally, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, HBO announced the key roles for Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley. So that series is officially casted its main 3 characters, 3 kids that are going to be doing this for quite a long time. So those are my stories. Phil, Hawkeye Season 2, no Jeremy Renner. Elden Ring movie, The Paper, The Office follow-up series, HBO Max, Michael J. Fox, Doomsday Dune 3, and the Harry Potter casting. Anything you want to take there?
Yeah, I always rapid fire these. So Hawkeye Season 2 is a bummer because Marvel needs to take advantage of Haley Steinfeld and Florence Pugh together immediately after the year that they have had. The Elden Ring movie, I just think that's kind of funny because last week's Weekly Thought was which video game should never be adapted into a movie or a TV show. And shout out to Servo, who is always in our Discord. He said Elden Ring. And then a day later, the news that the Elden Ring movie was being made came out. I thought that was really funny. In the photo of the paper, which is the Office spinoff, Oscar Martinez is in that photo. And I really want to know how he ended up he was, I think, a city councilor or running for city council at the end of The Office, and now he's working at a failing newspaper company. So I really want to know what happened to his life there. HBO Max, pick a fucking lane, man. Michael J. Fox in Shrinking is incredible. Shrinking season 2. Shrinking was my favorite show of 2024, Eric. I think that was a surprise for you whenever we did our end of the year awards. Every single episode of Shrinking makes me cry, and it's a good cry. And it is an outstanding show and one of the best on television. Doomsday and Dune. Goodbye, Barbenheimer. Hello, Doomsday. And then the Harry Potter roles. I don't really care. I just really hope the best for those kids and also that cast that have to deal with whatever backlash comes from rabid Harry Potter fans, because I don't know that they're ever happy. So...
No, that's definitely true. We'll go to Sid first. Any of those stories, any at all that you would like to chime in on? And by all means, again, you do not have to hit each one. Any of them that caught your attention, though?
I don't remember them. There were a lot.
That's okay.
I'll read them off, and then you just say pass or give us a sentence.
First,
All right.
pass.
Okay, Elden Ring movie.
That sounds absurd. Sounds absurd. I don't like the thought of that. They've already ruined Borderlands movie. Like, that was horrendous.
So bad.
Heinous, actually.
Really bad.
I don't even want to know what they're going to do with Elden Ring.
Like Eric said, the director is really good, so we'll see.
That is fair. I do think that that's a good thing, but like I'm just like, what are they going to do? What can you do?
The Paper, the Office spinoff.
Did we really need that?
No.
I kind of liked how they wrapped up. I mean, I'm not opposed. I loved The Office. I loved The Office. Like, I would be down to check it out for sure. But, like, especially with what you said about Oscar, like, I'm like, what are they pulling here?
Mm-hmm. Yep. HBO Max changing its name back to HBO Max.
No words. No words. Not even a pass, but just no words.
Michael J. Fox returning to acting for Shrinking.
Pass. I haven't watched Shrinking. I would like to check it out, though.
Avengers Doomsday and Dune Part 3 coming out on the same day, as of right now.
Pretty cool. Pretty neat.
Yeah, long day at the theater. It's going to be like 9 hours.
True.
Harry Potter getting ready to start off with live action.
Live
action.
I'm not really in that space exactly. Like, not that I didn't enjoy Harry Potter when I was younger and all that kind of stuff, and the books themselves and whatever. But I don't understand why they're redoing. I just don't understand, and I don't think I will.
But we'll talk about it after.
Yeah,
the episode.
that's another thing. I was like, that'll probably be like an after the recording
we'll talk
thing
with the Weight Watchers. All right, Josh, you're up. We'll start from the beginning once again. Jeremy Renner turned down Hawkeye season 2.
That's disappointing because I like Renner. He's a great actor, and for him to get offered half, I got my thoughts, but we're not going to say them here. Yeah. So,
and Hawkeye, like Eric said, the first season's pretty good.
It is. I enjoyed it. Haley did well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had a lot in that series, that people weren't expecting. So, it was great. It was good.
Elden Ring movie being produced by A24.
First of all, correct me if I'm wrong, but in From Software games, the main character doesn't speak. So what the fuck? What does that mean?
Silent
what are we just gonna see Melania talk the whole time? Like, I don't know. A24 though, I've learned to not. I watched The Whale. That was from A24. That made me cry. They're making the Backrooms movie too. Mm-hmm. So there's that. The Smashing Machine. I trust A24 and Alex. They're going to do a great job, but that's a stretch, man. Yeah. That's a challenge.
I trust them with weird shit, so we'll see.
Yeah.
The Paper, the Office spinoff.
I feel bad because I never got into The Office. A lot of my friends were into The Office. I was a Parks and Rec guy, but I liked the dry humor at times from The Office. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. If it has the same humor, I don't even know how that will hit, because then it's just like, oh, you're just trying to copy The Office. It's just like, but we were a spinoff. But, it's like, Should we be something different? Should we be the same? I don't know.
Yeah. HBO, or Max, turning back to HBO Max.
Make a decision. Stop being indecisive.
Michael J. Fox returning to acting for Shrinking.
I love Michael J. Fox. He was one of the first actors that I ever watched growing up. Back to the Future, amazing. One of my inspiration.
Amazing in Scrubs. Huh? He is amazing in Scrubs.
He was in Scrubs?
Oh yeah, he did like a 3 or 4 episode run in Scrubs. Incredible.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. He did another sitcom too.
What was it? But
Spin City?
That sounds right. Yeah.
He did a sitcom.
I believe
yeah,
so.
He did a sitcom. He's just amazing. And yeah, I've not watched that show, but I need to watch it.
Yeah. Avengers Doomsday and Dune Part 3.
Oh man. First of all, I'm just I don't know how RDJ is back, but I mean, I'm here for it. I'm an Iron Man main. That's crazy. Barbenheimer Part 2, basically. Yeah,
be a good day. And then Harry Potter, their new live action gearing up, and we have our Ron, Harry, and Hermione.
I feel bad for those kids.
Yep.
Because they're talented kids, and all the actors on that squad are talented. Nick Frost is on that cast too, by the way.
Yeah,
that made me.
Who else is on there, Eric? The guy who was the Trinity Killer.
Yeah, he's playing Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Wait, John Lithgow?
John Lithgow.
Yep, Lithgow. Yep.
Third Rock from the Sun. That's how I know him.
Yeah, I went to Serial Killer.
Third Rock from the Sun.
Kinda crazy.
Says a lot about me as a
but
person.
Real quick, those kids are gonna have a hard time, especially nowadays with social media. And I know they're trying to do stuff with diversity. I love diversity, but I don't know how the Harry Potter fans are going to deal with that. They haven't been dealing with it so far really well. Yeah, I just hope the best for those actors because they don't deserve the hate. Their talent got in there. So, yeah.
I agree. Well, there we have it, Eric. Discord roundup. Anything else we need to go over? Did you have anything that you wanted to mention, or are we ready for some Kahootin?
No, we are good. The last thing we need to do is talk about The Last of Us, which is why we're going to do a separate bonus stream to talk about that. So, by the time this episode comes out, take a look at our socials, follow us on Discord. We'll let you know when we're going to do that. Because we got a lot to say about the season finale of season 2 of The Last of Us.
Yeah, just the show in general we're actually going to talk about. So,
yeah.
Excited to do that. But, all right, contestants, I'll be sharing my screen here. Now, you can do this on your phone, or you can do it if you have like a second monitor. You can do it there as well. But the question will be up on the screen. So can everybody see the screen okay? Everybody good? Okay, Josh, can you see the screen all right? Okay, because I'll be reading out the question here. So we're going to play some Kahoot. I don't know who is from. It sounds like Sid knows what Kahoot is. Josh, have you ever played Kahoot before?
When I was in student government work, we used it all the time.
It's always someone's like, yeah, I did this in school. And sometimes people are excited. Sometimes it gives people PTSD. So it's nice to see which side people fall on. But yeah, I should be able to enter in that PIN code. And then
I got to figure out a new name since I lost as Benedict Eagle.
That's true. Yeah. How did you come up with that name, by the way? Was it just...
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember how we did it.
All right. Eric has won this, I think, twice. He did have his crown taken last month.
Yeah.
I believe by, was it Kate?
Kate.
Yeah.
Kate, kicked our ass.
Yeah. So.
And I don't remember who won the last one with
you did.
The host. Did I win that one?
Oh, with the hosts? What do you mean?
Andrew J. Emily. Did I win that?
Oh yeah, Kate won the first time around. Did Emily not win, or was it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah,
I remember
really
losing.
Gotta start keeping track of the winners.
You really should.
I believe it. That's got to be Sid.
Good guess.
All right. Waiting on one more, which is crazy. I don't know why. Okay, whoop that trick out.
Whoop that trick.
I guess we'll just go with it.
Okay. All right, everybody. So you will answer on your phone. There are a couple of different games on here. So some of them are multiple choice. Some of them you will type your answer in. Eric's favorite, there is the scale where you have to adjust the scale on your phone. So the question will be like, how many Pokemon are there? And then on your phone, you'll see 100 to 150 or whatever. And you will slide your phone to the number that you think is the correct answer. You do get points for being close. There is a game where you have to put things in order from like newest to oldest, something like that. And then there's also a game where you will place a pin on a photo as far as what you think the answer is. So it's very, very simple. You have, I believe, 30 seconds for most of these and 60 seconds for some of them. So plenty of time. You also get more points the faster you answer. So keep that in mind. For those of you that are the listening audience, once again, it is suggested that you head on over to our YouTube page and check this out because there is a visual element. So, contestants, everybody ready?
Absolutely.
All right.
I think so.
I'm more confident in this than I was in Jeopardy.
In Jeopardy. So, all right, here we go. Ooh, I don't know why the theme is at home.
It's
I
at
forgot to
home.
change that. The theme.
Okay, pretty.
All right,
pretty
question
cozy.
number 1 is multiple choice. We have a quiz. Which of these items is not available on Jollibee
Oh,
menus?
Mike, I was just talking about
Chicken
this.
tenders, spaghetti, peach mango pie, or fish fillet? Which of these is not available on Jollibee menus?
Went with my instinct.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fillet. Try to get people with spaghetti. Sometimes people are surprised by the spaghetti.
I'm Filipino. I should know this.
And Eric, every time he comes over, there's a Jollibee right down the street, so he stops at Jollibee.
Every time.
Next time I come down there, I'm gonna have to visit. I want to try
Yes.
Jollibee so bad.
Yes, we will go.
It's a goodie.
Scoreboard. All right, we got Whoop That Trick in the lead, but everybody close. Next question is a slider. Eric's
Oh
favorite.
boy.
Oh!
This one-of-a-kind illustrator Pikachu was... Oh, my God, the picture is in here. Oh, there it is. This Pikachu
Oh,
card was
gosh.
bought by this turd for how much money? It's somewhere between $5.1 and $5.5 million. That's how much he spent on this Pokemon card. How much did this piece of shit pay for this card, which is one of a
he
kind?
is a piece of shit. Sorry.
All right, let's see who was closest.
Come on. No.
Who put 5.2?
Bro.
Let's see if you get... Is that close enough? It's 5.25. Oh, it's just outside of the range.
Oh, are you joking? Oh, damn it.
5.25 million he paid for that card. It is a one-of-a-kind card because it's a PSA 10. So they only released a certain amount of the cards. And get this, guys. He had a PSA 9 of that card, and he traded it in for that, and he paid like $2 million for that card. So he is just buying up all the expensive cards.
Must be
Like a
nice.
piece of shit.
Must be nice to have that much money.
It was close, Sid. You got close. No change in the scoreboard there. All right, let's get to the next question, which is a puzzle. So you'll put these things in order. Place the Hunger Games books in release order from first to most recent. Put the Hunger Games books in release order from first to most recent. You got 60 seconds here, so 45 left now, but you got a lot of time. Someone's already answered.
Did I misunderstand?
All right, well, nobody
Yeah.
got it right.
Oh my gosh, I was like, I was.
Mockingjay is before Catching Fire?
Yes. Oh, wait. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I was
Hold
like.
That might be wrong. Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Well, I'll add points on if it's close at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
I know what
I have
happened.
like an extra time bonus. You asshole.
I know what happened. Okay. Well, that's my bad.
Because I literally, Phil, all I did was move one thing, and then
Yeah,
I
same.
Yeah.
it. I was like,
Is that how it did
hello?
it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's my bad. If it comes to it, we'll figure that out at the end.
Okay. You better hope for a blowout.
Yeah, somebody please pull away.
It's gonna be like the closest match.
It really is. I'll pull up one of the old ones. You know what, Eric? I know exactly what I will do.
No, please don't do it. Please don't do that.
Eric already knows.
Please don't.
All right, type this answer out. Which movie is this? A photo will slowly appear if I did it correctly. Okay, there we go. What
Oh,
movie
no.
is this? And for those of you listening, a photo is slowly revealing itself on the screen. What film is this? You got about 10 seconds left for the last person. All right.
Oh, gosh.
I don't
darn.
know. All right, 2 of you put Get Out.
There we go.
Darn it.
Is that right though? Was that
It is.
right?
Yeah.
That was right. Oh my god, I'm really shocked with myself, to be honest.
Sid, you guessed that?
No,
Yeah.
Get Out.
I'm really shocked.
I put IDK.
All right, let's get the scoreboard. We got some movement
Oh,
here.
man.
Whoop That Trick still in the lead, but Sid right behind. And I Believe in Joe Hendry still sitting in third, but it only takes one answer and then 2 incorrect answers from your competitors to get back into it. We have a pin the answer. Which of these community characters was written off first? Which of these characters was written off the show first? So go ahead and drop your pin where you think the answer is on which character.
Who the fuck is that?
I keep forgetting to hit submit.
All right, nobody got this right. It's not
Who picked
Abed,
Abed?
Elroy, or Frankie. It was Pierce.
I don't know who the fuck Oh.
Frankie showed up very, very late in the season.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I don't
in
know
the
who
show.
that is.
Pierce is the first one that got written off because Chevy Chase was hurling racist slurs all over the set.
Well, that's
So
not
they
good.
got rid of him first, killed him off. And then next was Troy, which was, of course, Donald Glover because he became a big star. So, but yeah, no movement there. All right, next question is true or false. The Eye of Agamotto contains the Space Stone. True or false? Good job. Good job. Well, actually, I put this question in here purposefully because Josh, we asked your co-star, Rue Ryder, which Infinity Stone she was out of the cast.
Oh my
She
God.
selected space. So which stone are you?
What stone am I?
Yeah.
I would
We said
say power.
Okay, there
I
you
would
go.
say power,
I said power.
but
So
yeah, I know.
we put her on the spot because she didn't know that there were like colors or like.
Man.
what
She's
they
like,
did.
is one blue?
And then we gave her
We're
that
like,
one.
sure.
We gave her that one.
Deep down, I want to be the
fair,
Mind Stone, but
It was also the first thing we asked her as we introduced her.
That is
so I
fair.
think
We
we
put her
caught
on
her
the
off
spot.
guard.
It wasn't even like, how are you
Whereas-
doing? I was like, which? Because Eric was like, we're collecting the Infinity Stones of my dear friend Nokatan. I was like, oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Yeah, and Phil took that as a invitation to then pawn off the question. So
That's
I'm
funny.
sorry.
he set me up. I don't know
Again,
what to
Rue,
tell you.
sorry about that, Rue.
All right. Whoop That Trick still in the lead.
Damn it.
Sid right behind. And
Damn
then
it.
I Believe
So
Joe
close.
Hendry is right there as well.
come on. I believe. I believe.
Next question is a quiz. What is Inunaki's speech pattern?
What? Oh, I don't.
How did Phil know the answer to this?
I don't know.
It is B. A mustard leaf salmon bonito flakes.
Yeah, Bonito Flakes gave it away.
Shout out to Ivan.
Crazy.
Get some help there with some questions.
Kind of scared me. I was like, well, how do you know that?
Damn it, Eric, quit!
Eric
I'm
still in the
trying.
lead. Sid right behind. Getting a little nervous about this bonus question. All right, type your answer. What substance causes mutations in humans and animals in Arcane? What is this called?
What is that called? Please
I'm
be right.
so mad at myself.
And if it's not right, I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna tell you where I'm getting this from because I know
I'm wrong.
why
I
this
don't
is in my
remember.
fucking brain. I'm so annoyed.
Stop.
Oh,
Is it?
It is
Shimmer?
Shimmer.
no!
Ellie's horse in The
His
Last
name's
of Us
Shimmer.
is called Shimmer.
Yeah.
And I thought that's why it was in my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so glad.
We got you. Who put yucky stuff?
I don't know.
All right, Eric got
Sid
it.
put serum?
I didn't
Serum.
remember.
Okay, Eric is building up a little bit of a lead here. He's got a little fire thing. I don't know what that. Oh, he's got 3 in a row. Okay. All right, next question. Slider. How many published episodes are
Oh
there
my
of the
God.
Wait For It podcast?
Do I know this?
How many published episodes? Between 400 and 450.
Oh my god, am I gonna fuck up? Am I gonna get this wrong? I don't have enough time to look it up. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't
What?
cheat.
How dare?
I put the
cheat.
equivalent of $1, Bob.
We got it. Gotta be like.
How many published episodes are there of the Wait For It podcast? Between 400 and 450. Oh,
1 cent, Bob.
here we go.
Oh,
Everybody
man,
went
it's
high.
not a good sign that
Thank
it's
you.
starting here.
Oh. Did someone put? Oh, okay. It is
Oh, I'm right
445.
Nice, nice.
I put 443.
Okay, let's see who
Nice.
else gets points. Okay, 450 also gets points. Who put 450?
Yes, 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 yes,
You were just right there, Sid. 438.
yes.
Just there. All right, we should see some movement here. All right, Eric is again building up a lead, but
Let's
we
go.
also got some points for I Believe in Joe Hendry. All right, next question. We have a puzzle. Put them in order. Put these classic sitcoms in order of their premiere date, earliest to latest.
Oh, man.
Put them
okay.
in order of which premiered first and what was the most recent of the four. For those of you listening, it is Everybody Loves Raymond, Home Improvement, Friends, and Seinfeld. Those are the 4 shows that are on screen right now.
I'm going to take a guess. It's going to be the middle, I think I'm unconfident with.
Everybody Loves Raymond, Home Improvement, Friends, and Seinfeld.
I think that's right.
Oh, nobody got it right.
Damn.
It is Seinfeld, Home Improvement, Friends, and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond was after all
It
that?
was.
Wow.
I was surprised, too. Seinfeld came out in 89, which also surprised me.
Surprised.
Yeah, Everybody Loves Raymond is the only one that I have out of order.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sliders are hard. Sliders are harder. All right, no movement on the scoreboard. Eric, pin the answer. Which of these Fast and the Furious characters is named Mr. Nobody?
Okay, at least there's a respectable fucking amount this time.
For those of you that do not know, I've had this question on every single Kahoot since
No
we started.
way.
I think I know this
Not
one.
this
think I
person,
got it.
but I pick a different character every time.
I think I got it.
I think I know this one.
I think I
Phil.
got it.
Okay, let's see. We got one more answer we're waiting for. Did somebody hit submit, or is somebody still thinking? 2 seconds. Hello? Oh, all right.
Let's fucking go!
Yeah, that's right, Eric. Let's go. All right, we have our first correct answer. Sid, that's Paul Walker.
Listen. He says I'm nobody in the first movie. That's all I needed, okay?
Look at that. We got our first one. This is still going to return. I will find a picture with more characters on it.
Please don't. That was doable.
All right, there we go. Got some more movement, but Eric is starting to pull away here. Let's see if we can get somebody to close in these next few questions. Type your answer. Which division of public safety Devil Hunters does Denji join? You can give me just a number. Which division of the public safety Devil Hunters does Denji join? And I'll accept just a number.
That can't be right.
Waiting on one more. Got 10
I have a feeling I'm about to
seconds.
be really angry.
I
isn't
pulled
right.
that out of my
put 6
ass.
Really angry with myself.
I pulled that
It
out
is
of my
4.
whole ass. Where did I have that locked in? Crazy.
Good job, Eric.
All right. Eric, these are our guests.
Dude,
Yeah,
this,
what
is
on
my
your own-
this is my rebound game. I'm
That's
sorry.
true.
I gotta,
You did pretty poorly last month, so.
Yeah, I did bad.
All right, true or false? John Cena's original ring name was the Prototype. John Cena's original ring name. That is true. That is true. Sid, I think maybe you
Sid's
got
like-
it wrong. I think by the look in your
It's
face.
like wrestling again?
I know, I thought we did enough of that. It is true. Oh, and we have some movement.
All right, Sid,
in the
now
second
it's a
place.
matter of pride. Now it's a matter of pride.
Oh,
You gotta,
for you or for me?
no, for you for sure. I won.
Oh. Gotcha.
You gotta,
So
you gotta,
Josh
you gotta
and
beat
Sid
Josh.
are battling it out for second place. Let's get to the next question here. Quiz. Who was the first Straw Hat to join the crew? Kobe, Zorro, Nami, or whatever that is. Who got it?
Come on, Josh.
Wow!
It is Zorro. Thank you, Rue, for that question. I should start having people come on. Like, I should have like a video of the people like asking the question.
That'd be fun.
All right, so we got.
Oh, Sid got that wrong.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sid.
I have cosplayed from One Piece, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. That's fair.
All right, we have last question. Place these cons in order of which they take place during the
Got
year.
this.
You did this just for me, dude. That's crazy.
Place them in order in which they take place.
My phone
Ocala
is
Comic-Con.
broken now.
Uh-oh.
I cannot answer.
Phone's broken.
Ocala Comic-Con, Brick City Anime Festival.
Sid, this is your chance.
Yep, I...
What? What?
Wow.
What did I get? Oh, I switched Collective and Bold. Wait, what?
All
no.
right. The correct answer,
Oh,
Brick
I
City Anime
guess so.
Festival first, then Collective Con, then Bold, and we wrap up with Ocala Comic-Con.
My last chance at points, and I knew that.
All right, let's check that podium. Third place, we have Sid. Second place, we will have I Believe in Joe Hendry. And returning to the top, unfortunately, will be Whoop That Trick, which means you have to
Rigged.
use Whoop That Trick next month, and no one is going to know what it means.
Absolutely rigged.
Bro, this is your own show.
That's what I said. You're a guest here, Eric.
Sorry.
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for playing. Sorry Eric ran away with it, and also sorry I messed up a question.
That could have put me in the lead.
I don't think so.
You messed me up. It's your fault.
I don't think it would have mattered much, but it was still a whole lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here. So before we leave for the evening, we're going to throw it to our guest, Josh. Please let everybody know what you're up to, where you're going to be making appearances at, and anything else you want to plug before we get out of here for the night.
Yeah, so currently I will be going to Bold Matsuri to help out. I'll be doing a panel. I forgot what day. I'm tired. But I'll be doing a panel there about getting into voice acting, just talking about voiceover all together with everybody. It'll be great to see everybody there. That'll be from, what are the dates? 14th through the 15th? For Bold Matsuri in Jacksonville, Florida. Yep. So that's happening. And then I'm bad with dates, but I'll also be at Metrotham Con in somewhere in Georgia. I forgot the area. This is so bad. I'm promoting so bad right now. But I'll be at Metrotham Con with some of my castmates from my dear friend Nokatan. But yeah, that's all I've got going on right now. And if anybody wants to follow me, I'm on Instagram at Josh Portillo VO, and then on X, it's a weird name. It's all lowercase, Josh _S SAITOGAMI. So yeah, thank you.
There you go. And Metrotham Con is June 20th through the 22nd in Dalton, Georgia.
Yes, in Dalton, Georgia.
There you go. I got you, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
And
Thank
let's
you.
throw it over to Sid. Sid, what do you have going on your end, and where can everybody find you?
I've been really doing pretty well in terms of being consistent with streaming here lately, so definitely doing a lot of that. Definitely looking forward to the month of June and planning a lot of events for stream because that's my birthday month, so very excited to have a bunch of people there and do some fun games and stuff. But yeah, so you can find my stream on Twitch, caught _redheaded, CAUGHT_REDHEADED, which is a lot of D's. But yeah, and then other than that, you can find me on Instagram as _caught redheaded. Same words, just only the underscore at the beginning instead. Yeah.
There you go. And everything you need for our guest will, of course, be in the show notes of this episode, as well as everything you need for the Wait For It podcast. So if you want to follow us on social media, the most important places being Instagram, TikTok, our growing Discord community, and over on Twitch, where we are streaming a lot. So that has been a whole lot of fun as well. If you want to support the show, you can head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it may be, and leave us those 5-star reviews. It is very, very important to the lifeblood of a podcast. It gets more eyes on the show, and ears, more importantly. And that is also very, very beneficial. You can also tag us, let us know that you're listening, and let us know that you're enjoying the show, and others, let them know that you're enjoying us as well. You can also follow Eric and I's personal journeys, as Eric is diving more and more into the social media content realm and posting pretty much daily. And then I myself am on this journey to become a full-time voice actor, and that has been a whole lot of fun with the support of people that are in this room right now with me. So I cannot I cannot thank them enough. But if you want some bonus perks when it comes to this podcast, or maybe you're like, I don't want to wait for episodes, I want them early. Eric, there is a way they can do that, and then you can wrap us up for the night.
Yeah, there is a way you can do that, and you're able to do that specifically by joining our Patreon, where patrons of the show, Briar, Stefan, T3 Cato, Vintage Macaroni, Corey from The World's My Burrito, and Nick Casbaro, the author of the Vitalarium series, are supporting us monthly in exchange for perks like behind the scenes and early access to episodes like this one, with bonus content coming along the way. It's convention season, so you know we're going to have something there. Make sure to check it out, but if you can't do that, it is okay. The free stuff is great. All of the things you can do with just your time helps out a lot. The likes, the comments, the shares, the listens, the engagements, and beyond. We truly appreciate it. With all that being said, my name is Mr. Eric Almighty. That is my co-host, Phil the Filipino, and our guests, Sid and Josh. Thank you guys for joining on this edition of What Did I Miss? We release new episodes every Wednesday on the podcast, and all you have to do is wait for it.
This is the Wait For It podcast.